Hey, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for the well wishes and condolences sent to my family after I sent an email out to a bunch of people indicating that my mother had passed away. And I did mention in that email that I was not going to do any videos for the next 2 weeks because of all the things that are happening as we're getting ready for the funeral. But I thought more about it, and I said I do need to share something with everybody, and I wanted to let you all know what had happened actually to my mother, and some words of wisdom, so to speak, of things that I might be able to share with you that could help you in your situations in the future. I do appreciate if you would share this video to whoever you feel could benefit from it, and hopefully that would be helpful. So I just wanted to tell you what had happened with my mom. My mom had a stroke about 4 years ago, about a day or two before my daughter actually graduated college. My sister lives out of state along with my mom, and so she had flown in for the graduation. My sister had, and before that happened, she tried to contact my mom to let her know that she was leaving and just to make sure my mom was okay. My mom lives in a condo that my sister has. So what happened is that she wasn't able to get a hold of her. So she flew off on her flight and came to the graduation, but continually trying to keep in contact with her, she wasn't able to get a hold of her at all. This is not normal for my mom. She typically would answer the phone immediately. My sister even went to her door, knocked on her door, wasn't able to get any response, so she just left some groceries at the doorstep and left. Anyways, after coming to the graduation, she decided that she needed to contact the fire department to see if they might be able to break down the door and see if anything had happened to my mom. And that's what they did. They found my mom actually unconscious on the floor, and so they brought her to the hospital immediately. And nobody knows for sure, but the last time my sister actually had contact with my mom was a day and a half, something like that. So she could have had a stroke as long as a day or day and a half and just been laying on the ground. So anyways, immediately my sister took the next flight out and went back to California, and never actually even made it to the actual graduation. Would have been the next day. So she never even got to see the graduation. But anyways, after checking my mom out, she found that she was paralyzed on one side of her body, and she didn't even have the recollection of anything that had actually happened to her. So what happened at that point was the hospital staff said that maybe we could rehab her, maybe get her one side of her body to be able to actually respond again. And so they put her through some exercises, and obviously they couldn't do anything for her. So they ended up releasing her, and we were then at that situation where we had to decide what we would do with my mom because she needed basically a round-the-clock cure. And so we had to find an outside facility for her. But if you have ever gone through this before, you might actually know that the cost of these constant facility of care is very expensive. And I think we were paying something over $6,000 a month for my mom's cure. Obviously, nobody could do that ongoing. So my sister was desperately trying to find something that we could put her in. And luckily, there was a rehab hospital that had the ability to take her in. And she had been there now for 4 years, laying in the bed, not able to do a whole lot of anything. So we were hopeful that maybe she would be able to come back from that, but we found that it wasn't going to happen. So for 4 solid years, my mom had been just laying in the bed, not able to do anything, needed constant round-the-clock care to take care of her. And the whole reason I'm telling you this is because we had not had any type of long-term care insurance for her. And this is something I would like to address for anyone who's of a younger age. If you have the opportunity to get something like long-term care insurance, consider doing it, because it makes it a lot easier on your family if something were to happen to you where you did need some type of long-term care. I looked it up in Wikipedia as to what defines long-term care, and I don't recall it exactly, but I'm going to encourage you to just even Wikipedia it and take a look at it. It's things like where you're not able to get out of bed by yourself, you can't go to the washroom by yourself, you can't feed yourself, things like this. If you have at least two of those things happening, you are considered a long-term care person. So anyways, if you're in good health right now, if you're of young age currently, I would highly recommend that you look into the possibility of getting long-term care insurance. It is not cheap, and it's very difficult to get. And if you're actually past a certain age, it's near impossible to get. At my age, it would be impossible for me to get this. So if anything were to happen to me, yes, my family would have to deal with it. And so I'm passing this information on to you, so in case anything should happen to you, you're prepared for it. Many of my students are in, I would say, probably, let's say, mid-20s and higher, and many of which are actually in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. It may be too late for us to actually get this, but if you have family members who are in the younger ages, please share this video with them and let them know that this can happen. Now, luckily for us, the state of California stepped in and took her into that hospital, and actually with the help of Medicaid and the like, they paid for all of her care for the last 4 years. Now, this doesn't come absolutely free to you, obviously. The state takes over all of your money, essentially, which wipes out the entire savings that my mother had, and that, of course, makes it impossible for any type of thing that I don't really care how much money you have. You don't have enough to cover 4 years of hospitalization on a daily basis. So if you don't have insurance or any type of means to be able to pay for these things, it will wipe out your estate. So there is absolutely nothing that you can do at that point. And quite frankly, I'm okay with it. I never expected any type of inheritance or anything like that from my parents. I've said this all my entire life, that I would much rather that they took the money and actually went on vacations and did things to enjoy life. But of course, many parents will save the money in the hopes that in case something happens, they can utilize it. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you don't have this type of long-term care insurance to cover it, no matter what you save, it's going to be taken and used to take care of you from that point on. And it will wipe out any type of inheritance that your children may end up having. I'm okay with it, but again, some people may not be. And sometimes it might be even a difficulty for people to deal with, even if the state does take care of everything for you. So anyways, that is one thing I want to pass on to you. The second thing I wanted to tell you as well is to make some type of relationship with a local funeral home. For me, the funeral home that's going to be taking care of my mother actually took care of my father when he passed away before the 2000s actually, and this funeral home had actually taken care of my mother-in-law and father-in-law's funeral, as well as I believe one or two of my friends' families' funerals as well, and my cousin's husband's mother's funeral. That's how we first got in contact with them. But because we had relationships with this funeral home and the funeral director there, putting this funeral together was a lot easier for me this time around. And I've known this funeral home director for over 20 years. And so he helped me tremendously in this time of need when we needed to put these things together. So two things I wanted to share with you guys. Take a look at long-term care insurance if you have the ability to get it, and look into see what that really means to you, and make that relationship with a local funeral home so that you understand things when the time comes that is not a stress for you. So again, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for your well wishes and your condolences. We are doing okay. I probably will not do another video, like I mentioned, probably until the 2 weeks time period has passed. My mother is being flown into our area again and then taken care of here. So we won't have actually the wake and funeral until next Wednesday or Thursday. So bear with me as I go through that. But once everything is finished, I will try to go back to my normal YouTube creation schedule. Okay. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It does help me out quite a bit. And my encouragement to you is to share this video with your loved ones, especially younger folks, because this is something that we don't think about when we're younger. But to hear it from somebody who has actually had to go through it before, maybe this will hit home a little bit. Take a look at long-term care insurance. If it's available to you, consider getting something, okay? Thanks again for everything, and I'll see you next time.